she's jumping on the bed. Mama won't doctor, the doctor.
As a mother, being without her son, future daughter-in-law and my grandchild, I miss her so much. You couldn't put into words the loss that both of us feel without her being here. There was Mammy and Daddy and 9 of us, 4 boys and 5 girls. Jim was the eldest. He went in 1957, and my memories of him was such a loving brother, and we used to call him a big teddy bear. He was so lovely. Carl went in early 1960. He felt that his life really should have been at home with his mammy and his sisters. He always had that pull and that longing to be here. Where the rest got on with their lives in the States, he didn't. Daddy went in late 1960. He was a welder. He lost his job, and he ended up that he went out, and he was there for 10 years. Then about 3 years later, Dawn went. Shoe factories were here in the town and everything was closing down. The money wasn't good and there was no work, and same as now. Dundalk is like a ghost town. And it was tough. It was tough on Mammy. She missed them. Watching the post to see was there letters coming in, and she'd stand to see was there any money in the letters coming in to help her through the hard times when we were all small. It's very hard to talk about how the girls would have felt about the boys going. Life was different then. I think you just adjusted and you got on with it. You didn't sit back and worry about it. You knew it had to be done, and Mammy was always there. And she took care of everything and took care of us and made decisions and made choices for us. Because even up to before I got married, if Mammy said something, that was it. Daddy came back permanently in 1972. The other boys didn't. They stayed in the States. They made good lives for themselves. Lives that they wouldn't have here. But they still considered Ireland and Dundalk as home. They missed us and they missed their sisters. The first time we were all together after the boys left was for my wedding. We were all in the house one day, and the next thing was about 3 days before I got married, and the next thing the bell went, and there were all the boys at the door with all their luggage and their wives. There was so much excitement because we didn't know they were arriving, and we had such a special day. It really was. It was lovely memories to look back and to know that they had made such an effort to come home for my wedding. We seen them in the intervening years when they'd come home. They came home with their children and their grandchildren. But then the next time they all came together was in 1987 when Daddy died, and they all came home for that. And basically that was the last that we were only twice in that lifetime when they went away. I always thought that I would have the boys around me, my grandchildren, and I never envisioned, never, that they would have been having to leave Ireland or leave Dundalk and to go away. I always pictured being in their lives and babysitting and minding my grandchildren and up and down to schools. I have 2 boys. Kieran has educated in Dublin, 3 years in Bolton Street, and then he went to Aberdeen. And when he finished 2 years, he was at home and he was just devastated, absolutely no sign of work nor nothing. He moved 10 months ago to Perth in Western Australia. He was only there 3 weeks and he was working, and he loves it. He loves his job. And my future daughter-in-law Jeanette and my grandchild Nisha went at the end of September. My eldest boy Shane, He is doing his Masters in DCU in Dublin. And I would say within the next year or two, he won't be here either. The house is very, very lonely since they all went. But we fill our days, both of us, and we go for walks and we try to adjust our lives around with them not being here. We do keep busy. I go to the gym. Jimmy does plenty of work around the house. We keep each other company, and thank God we have each other. The most difficult thing not having Kieran, Jeanette and Nisha being around us is everyday things, little things, of not seeing them practically every day. Last Christmas in 2012 was the first time in 30 years that we didn't have him for Christmas. But unfortunately they had to go, and we understand that. But it is tough. But Mammy used to say to us, if you give them the wings and let them fly, that they will come home.